I apologize, you are more than welcome to return to the coin series on my channel. Make sure you don't miss the video because this update is both unique and informative. Because they were very serious, particularly from a regulatory standpoint, the events of the past 7 days need discussion. We have been discussing the SEC for quite some time now. What we perceive from the SEC may in fact be primarily noise, as I have even implied in my most recent films. We found that the SEC lost a lot of ground in the Ripple example, although much of that loss was due to background noise. Our focus will be on that matter. I appreciate you watching the channel. I go by Nick. Please subscribe before the video concludes if you are new here so that you do not miss a thing about the SEC. Returning to June 27, we observed that in a recent case involving the government's pursuit of sanctions for fraud, the right of a defendant to a jury trial in federal court was restored when the Supreme Court overturned the SEC Gov's internal legal proceedings, as reported by Eleanor Tourette. The SEC's illogical behavior over the past several years has culminated in this monumental move to undermine their power. I also think this is fantastic. Therefore, I think it's possible to fight the SEC and have a fair trial. But Stuart Arty has also provided us with some crucial updates. Also on June 27. Those responsibilities are relevant here as well. Anyone interested in using Discord should hop on the free bandwagon. You may find the link at the top of this explanation. You can join one of the best and most educational online Discords without spending a dime. A treasure trove of crypto pearls, market ideas, regulations, trends, and charts may be found on the free side. Additionally, this Discord will include additional cheat sheets, and we've gotten a lot of positive feedback from people who are enjoying it. So why sit on your hands? The description includes a link to a free Discord server that you can join. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has been held in contempt by yet another court for what it claims to be its contemptuous behavior toward the Administrative Procedure Act in its break with proxy consulting businesses. According to the court's explanation in National Association of Manufacturers v. the SEC, Gensler directly monitored this improper conduct. Okay, pay attention. When we go into the SEC's current state, it appears as though the power that the SEC has been exercising is suddenly being taken away. For a long time, this entire business has been fighting back against the SEC, using unique designations like Ripple, to name just one example. This is incredibly intriguing to me. The accessibility of digital goods secondary market has also achieved great success as a result of this. The SEC argues that secondary transactions involving BNB tokens are securities under the Howey test. However, District Judge Amy Berman Jackson disagrees with this stance. Judge Elisa Torres and Ripples both claim that the application considered the practicality of the token transfers from an economic perspective. Dear Howey, she came to the conclusion that the government's assertion at the hearing about the platform's interconnection, the technology's nature, and the performance of individual tokens is oversimplified. She believes that this is the reason why BNB secondary sales are being classified as investment contracts. Inconsistencies exist between the agreement and the government's sole proposition that it has advanced throughout the case's inception. The coins are not being marked with any security features. We are currently discussing investment contracts. Be clear at all times, this is particularly true when dealing with secondary market sales. The current situation makes XRP seem obvious. In my opinion, XRP will not face any problems outside of Ripples and institutional sales. That, in my opinion, is still debatable and may prove to be a major issue. Hence, Ripple, what ought they to do? This is fantastic news for XRP investors and the cryptocurrency in general, since more and more individuals are purchasing and selling XRP on secondary markets, or at least are being encouraged to do so by institutions. Legal representation for Coinbase, Kraken FX, and Consensus will undoubtedly use this verdict to strengthen their cases, while legal representation for the SEC Gov will be unable to claim that the Ripple ruling was an outlier that no other courts share. I want to be clear, this cements Ripple's real win starting in the summer of 2023. On top of that, it gives you extra details on XRP. If you didn't already know, Ethereum's fate is still uncertain until at least the second quarter of 2025. Given that the Ethereum lawsuit with the SEC is expected to continue, XRP and Bitcoin are the only cryptocurrencies in this arena that offer any real clarity. This further establishes XRP as a serious competitor to Ethereum, both in the short and long term. Stuart Aldoroddy kindly provided us with this. 1st of July, this occurred. The Supreme Court highlighted the immense potential of Bitcoin in its initial statement about Internet material. Even in 1997, when 40 million people were online, the vast majority of them had no idea what the Internet was. Even though billions of people use the Internet today, this court felt the need to remind the public a little over 30 years ago that it is a global system of interconnected computers. Much has transpired throughout that period. Approximately 40 million people are currently using the Internet. With over 2 billion users across Facebook and YouTube, determining what defines an Internet is no longer a matter for the general public or this court. I think we will see that crypto's potential is as high as these numbers when we examine it more closely. In my opinion, the Bitcoin market has plenty of room to grow. Our investment in XRP and similar technologies is driven by our expectation of a future Internet that is both larger and faster, even though most people probably don't care about its practicality. These utilities projects will undoubtedly be advantageous, and we have the metal lawman on our side. This post was actually featured in my most recent videos. This year, on January 31st, the aforementioned occurrence occurred. Regarding Custodia Bank, a motion to judgment has been submitted. The Federal Reserve is reaping the advantages of a major shift. I brought it up initially. We have included this as a backup in case Operation Choke Point 2.0 fails. In the event that you have not seen the films, I will endeavor to summarize them as follows. There is strong evidence, the most convincing of which is this one, that the assault against crypto, also known as Operation Choke Point 2.0, is genuine. The narrative that is anti-crypto continues to this day. A Fed master account was withheld from Custodia Bank due to aggressive targeting. Within the next 5 or 7 days, we would have ideally received a response on the Fed master account. It is common practice to approve or reject a master account within that time frame. Furthermore, they persisted in battling the Fed due to a lack of alternatives, even after waiting for a Custodia conclusion for nearly 20 months. Thankfully, this has garnered considerable media attention as of late. The autonomy and originality of American banking were betrayed when a judge in April this year agreed with the Federal Reserve in their case against Custodia Bank. In due time, the truth will come to light. After an exhausting and costly siege of Goliath, the champions of Operation Choke Point 2.0 have at last succeeded. Judgment in Custodian Bank v. Federal Reserve has been handed down by Judge Eleanor Braking. Summarily, she concurs with the federal government and denies the custodians' motions for review of their statutory mandamus claim and APA claim. Caitlin Long is a determined competitor. I've heard rumors that she plans to appeal this verdict, but the fight has been prolonged and costly. Contrary to my assumption, it was actually from March rather than April. It is worth noting, though, that the custodial bank is still actively pursuing this case and pushing its narrative. They have not ceased their relentless struggle against the entrenched power structure that has subjugated them. I just adore seeing this. My goal in making this film was to provide you with as much useful information as I could. My next video is coming soon. To keep informed, subscribe, and give it a like.